Alright, howdy all, Phil here, Next 72 Hours, coming to you from Christchurch today, and just going over a few of the modifications and updates I've made to the vehicle over the last couple of weeks. The first one is that, because I've gotten into this four-wheel driving a bit, is I've had the tow ball removed from this. I've kept it, and I've had this manufactured, which is a recovery hook in its place. So one of the requirements of joining the four-wheel drive clubs, if you've got both, is that you've got both front and rear recovery hooks or recovery points. I've replaced the worn tyre on the back here, the spare tyre, with a nice semi-all-terrain tyre to match the ones that are already on this car. Over in the front here, I've had this crafted as well. Now this is another recovery tow point. It's been bolted onto here, and this has been welded up and bolted as well, so that's looking nice and good. So that means I'm allowed to join the four-wheel driving club as far as recovery goes. The bull bar's finally finished and bolted on properly, and the lights have all been wired up and they're working. Over here you'll see this is the Anderson plug setup that I have, that I've made from two old jumper leads. One of them is attached here to the battery, positive, negative, always connected to this Anderson plug. This Anderson plug connects to the 2.5 meter or almost 3 meters, I think, charging cables there. So to connect it up, we just take off this front cap, take the clip, plug it in nice and tight, and if you'll see that this one goes on to say that it's ready to charge. So if I unplug it now, you'll see that it goes off, and that just sits in the back of the car waiting to be used. And this one should ideally allow me to cover it up, but I've reinstalled that plug the wrong way around, have I? Potentially, yep, so I'll get onto that. Battery wise, I've removed this battery from the car. This was a 580 coal cranking amps battery. It's very heavy duty, and I've put back the original 330 battery. The reason is that this one works fantastically, but it didn't fit in here properly, and it was cutting up against some of these wires. So for the moment I'm putting the old one back in. It's got enough power to crank up the car and run all these other gadgets, and that'll do for the moment. Yeah, so that's it for the outside of the car. Just briefly inside, the only real thing I've changed is I really want to do a review on this gear because this is pretty cool. This is a mount here for my cell phone. Now what you've got is you've got these permanent mounts or screw-in mounts here, which go either on your boats or RVs or whatever, all sorts of different shapes and sizes. This is the one that I've chosen, and it's got this star bolt attachment here. Now in this case this is the mobile phone attachment port, and you've got that star plug there, so all you do basically is plug that into that the way you want it, hit the lever, and that's locked in place, and that sits there quite nicely. That folds out for the phone to sit on, and there you go. So really that's all the modifications I've done at the moment. What I'm looking forward to next is to building a rack on the roof here, which is going to be made of quite solid steel. It's going to be using these rain gutter bars here, and some cross beams across here with some thicker steel. And from there, what I'm currently looking at and working on is a pop-up rooftop tent for one, for taking this off-road and getting some real good footage of New Zealand for you guys. So anyway, thanks for joining me in this video. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. It's Anzac weekend over here in New Zealand, when we remember the fallen soldiers who died in World War I, World War II, and all the other wars that we've had where New Zealand and Australians have worked together. That's why we call it Anzac, Australia New Zealand Army Corps. And so public holiday, a good time to reflect on the freedoms that we have in this country and around the world, and who died for those freedoms. So lest we forget and we remember those soldiers today. So thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next